Okay, so I just set the ingredients up for this little salad I make. I'll just show you quickly. I usually take 1 or 2 garlics, a piece of ginger that I have to peel, garlic I have to peel, and I chop. An apple, I wash the apple, I peel it, and then I cut it in pieces. Obviously, you don't want the seeds of these apples. I use green apples. Cucumber, I actually take the skin off also because the skin, all these skin have pesticides. So I take the skin, but this has good vitamin D. A lemon, I'll show you later. I peel the yellow off. An avocado, I use cayenne pepper, turmeric, za'atar, apple cider vinegar, but it has to be non-pasteurized. Olive oil, this is a bottle, we don't use this, we actually use from Tura Winery. I just reuse it, put it in the bottle because it comes in 2 and 5 liter cans. Pepper, the pepper goes with the turmeric. The pepper gets the turmeric into the body. These are pumpkin seeds, and these are flax seeds and Himalayan salt. And if you want, you can also add, let's say you like an orange. I peel the orange, but I eat the pits also. This is kiwi, and I have in here a beet. So I'm gonna prepare everything, and then I'll show you how it goes. Also, I use 12, 9, or 5% cottage cheese. 0 sugar, but a great source of protein. So the first thing I do is peel and just chop the garlic. There's something, if you chop garlic and you let it sit for about, let's say 7 to 10 minutes, there's some enzyme, I think it's an enzyme, in the garlic that gets activated with contact with air, and that's what's really beneficial for the gut. So I do that, and I'll leave it sit in there as I go through everything else. Next thing I'll do is I'll do the same thing with ginger, and I'll just put it here in the bowl and let it sit also. That's the first thing I prepare, so the garlic can do its aging thing, and I just skin this and then chop it into small pieces with a knife. I don't like using a blender, because when you use a blender, it breaks down the health benefit of what you're blending. So I just mix everything by hand, chop it by hand and mix it by hand. Besides, blending also creates a lot of sugar. High-speed blender. Oops. Yeah, so this is the ginger. Before I cut it up, I peel it, and then I'll cut it up also into pieces. And I'll just put it in there so it sits. So now you see the ginger that I cut up, and the garlic, so I just let that sit for a while. I filled this before I chop. I just let this sit. I filled it already with olive oil, and I'm gonna add, I'll show you how much apple cider I add. This is really, everything's to taste. The apple cider is gonna get murky. You gotta shake it up. Anyway, so I love apple cider. I like the taste, but everything is to taste. The olive oil, though, you need a good amount. So that's kind of how much I put in there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Salt. I'll let that sit, and we'll continue with other things. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add turmeric, followed by pepper, followed by cayenne pepper, and then I'm going to mix that up in here, and then I'll add, after I mix it, I'll add the za'atar, mix it, and let it sit so that the za'atar saturates with everything. And I just do this to taste. I mean, you can do probably 1 or 2 teaspoons, but I just do this to taste because I like it very much. I'll add the pepper on top of this. Then I'm going to add the cayenne pepper. This is also to taste. Gotta be careful, maybe you overdo it, but I like it. Cayenne pepper is incredible health benefit. All right, so now I'm just going to stir that up, and then I'll keep videoing. Kind of what it looks like after I blend it. Now I'm going to take the za'atar, and I add this because I like za'atar. There's also, everything is health benefits, so you can research all that stuff. And I like to get enough in there that the za'atar can absorb everything. And I'll blend that together and just let it sit. After I blend in the za'atar, and I'll wait the za'atar actually make this a little bit thicker, but you could add more, or you could add less. Everything is to taste. But the turmeric, you don't want to overdo the amounts. And also, that's the only thing, the turmeric is not, I would say a tablespoon max. Okay, I forgot that. I also take a bunch of radishes and I'll chop those up too. I wash them. I'm pre-washing everything here before I, this is a vegetable soap. I don't use regular soap, it's a vegetable soap. And then I'll show you what I do with it. Today I'm not gonna add the orange, the kiwi, or the beet, just because of my glucose. Normally you can add an orange, the glucose is not, sugar isn't that high. So the kiwi also has really good benefit. I'm just not gonna do it today, or the beet. Here you see I'm already starting on the cucumber. I just peel it, I'll peel this and this. I just chop it into smaller pieces. It's easier to peel than one big one. And then I'll chop it up. So here's the cucumber chopped up, and I'm just gonna start putting everything in this bowl. Not this goes in at the end, but everything else I'll start dumping in here, and then I'll mix. Now I'm just gonna do the apple. I'll peel it, and then I'll cut it into 4 sections, throw the core away, and then dice that up. Here's the apple. I just peeled it real quick. I'll cut the top and the bottom off, and then I'll cut it into pieces. The reason I take the peels off of these two and the cucumber is because these have coloring on the outside to make them look nice. They have wax, especially apple, to preserve it. And also you have the pesticides, and the only way to get the really pesticides out of the peel is you gotta soak them in a combination of baking soda, salt, and water for like 10 minutes. I don't have time for that. I just take the peeled off of this, and I'll show you what I do with it. Here are the apple pieces before I dice them up a little. I'll get this peel off. Really important that there are no, I'll get this off to the bruising. It's very important there's no pits. The black pits in the apple and the core, make sure you don't eat those, because those have arsenic. It's poisonous for the body, so that's why I do it this way. I cheated, I ate one of the pieces. But you see, I just start dicing with the knife, I cut it up. Okay, did the apples, I just add the apples back in here. It's out of focus. I just add the apples in here. And now I'll do the lemon. I'll show you what I do with that. So with the lemon, try to show you, I cut the tips off, and then I'll take this off and I'll see if I can show you. The healthiest part of the lemon, you see I took both tips off, is the white, then the peel, the seeds, and then the meat of the lemon. But I don't want to eat this outside because I know I still have pesticides in there, so I'll just peel that off, and maybe I can, I just take this and do it, and then I'll do one side. I just cut it thin, it comes right off. The serrated knife, it just seems to cut easier for me. And this is a very strong one. It's from, whatever that says. Victoria Knox or something. Anyway, this is what I do. I just take the peel, I just go down with the knife this way, and it just comes off. And if I have any extra spots like down here, I'll cut this off after I'm done. Here you see I just cut through sideways the lemon, right here, a couple of pieces. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out and I'm just gonna cut it this way, and then that prepares, and I'll put that in there too, and then I'll put that what it looks like after I cut it. It's all in little pieces here. And I'll do that with each one here, and then add that to the bowl. So this is the lemon. Obviously, if you use a smaller lemon, it's not going to give you as much, but I like lemon, and if I have a smaller one, I might use 2 or I might use 1. And with the za'atar, if you see, it became much thicker now. And you can add more za'atar if you want, or even more oil, depending on, I would do more olive oil. I think I did enough, but if you want to add more za'atar to make it even thicker, that's fine. So here are the radishes. They're diced up a little bit, and I'm just going to add that in there. And actually, I'm going to also take this and put it in here and let that saturate a little bit. I'm just going to put that in here. I'll get all that out after when I'm done with the video, but we'll just mix that in and let it saturate in a little bit. I put it in here because I think it spreads better later when I add this into the mixture. So I added the ginger and the garlic in here and just mix it in a little bit. After this, I'm going to do the avocado, but I'm going to add some seeds in also now into here. And there you add just to flavor, like how much you really want to do. I don't have a set amount. I'll show you what I put in. I don't know if you can see, I just add in the seeds, just sprinkle on top. Getting the avocado ready, I just cut the peel off. I'm going to dice it up and put it in here. What goes in here is no special order. It doesn't matter how you cut it because you're going to mix it anyway. The only important thing, again, is to get the garlic aired out before you put it in with the mixture. As I cut the avocado, you can cut it smaller if you want, but this is the avocado. I'm just going to add it in over to the bowl, and then I'm going to mix the bowl with a spoon. Okay, so here's the avocado. Add it in, and I'm just going to now mix all this up together, and then I'll add this and mix it again. Right, so here it is all mixed together, and now I'm going to add in the whatever you call this. I'm about ready to sit and eat. I did forget, that turmeric in here will stain like crazy. So I always put a paper towel here and a bib because I get it on my shirt and then that won't come out. So just a heads up. I'll show you how I put the cottage cheese before I eat it. And I already said brachas. As I was cutting, I took a little piece of everything. So I'm covered for ha'etz and for adama. I just got to say shachol on the cottage cheese. This is usually how I eat it. I just put some of the cottage cheese here, and then I take a spoonful like this and eat it. And the cottage cheese makes it less hot from the pepper.